somewhere between New Testament Judaism and like some Buddhist stuff. It got to the point where he couldn't bear the relationship between him and his father. He left because of that. Became a pimp at one point.
So I don't have to wonder what a pimp thinks because I've been in that position for a little while.
He wants to be God's friend. His words.
They was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be, God's friend.
The interesting thing about Katt Williams is his theology or his religious view, his religious perspective about life is somewhere between New Testament Judaism and like some Buddhist stuff. I was very confused. I watched the whole 3-hour interview and I was confused every time this dude brought up Christianity. He was raised in a Christian home, a strict Christian home. He left that Christian home, and at some point, because he was doing things that his parents didn't think it was right for him to do. So it got to the point where he couldn't bear the relationship between him and his father. He left because of that. Became a pimp at one point.
I then create this person based upon real life circumstances. So I don't have to wonder what a pimp thinks because I've been in that position for a little while. I also worked manual labor for some time in my life, so I don't have a problem paying somebody that works. And
now talks about how he does the good things he does. For one, it's good to do. And for two, he wants to be God's friend. His words.
If there was a God, what would he think about you if you did that? I'm saying let's say, for example, that God is real.
Yes.
Okay. And let's say he be looking at what you do.
Yes.
What would he say if you did that?
He said, "That Katt, that's a very kind gesture. That's very generous of you."
My whole life, since I was telling you when I was young and they was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be, God's friend. That's a weird thing if you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, I didn't even say nothing. But if you believe in God and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend, if I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
If God looked at him, what would God have to say about him? That sounds like Judaism. That sounds like workspace. That sounds like if I do, then
God's gonna like me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's yes.
This dude lives with 3 or 4 women in his house. 3 or 4 women. No marital status. He just lives with them. He enjoys women. He said it. If he were to go to a strip club, he wouldn't go there just for the women. He would go to bring a woman home. He would say, "Hey, you know you don't have to work in a strip club no more, right? I got you. Take them home."
So do you have a problem? Do you have a problem bringing women around your kids?
No, not then or now. I've always lived with several women. Like, I'm known for
several?
That. Yeah.
Like more than one?
I've already told you that I prefer the company of women to the company of men. So if I told you that me and a couple dudes on my staff sometimes have to cohabitate, nobody finds a problem with that. Yeah, so it's me and 3 ladies cohabitating because that's how the business gets done. Like, I don't want a chef that scratches his nuts before he cooks. I don't... no disrespect to these guys that go around with these large male-only groupings, but that's not my episode of Entourage. Because remember, what am I spending my money on? I'm not spending my money on strippers. I ain't spending them on drugs.
Why not?
Like,
stripper
what? Part. Because if I go in a strip club, I'm only trying to get her out of there.
Yeah.
I have no intention of her or any other people being in this position. If I see a girl I like at the strip club, I'm telling her, you know you don't have to strip no more after this. This could be your last day. How about that?
Ooh.
What would it be like just to leave it all? You ain't gotta be a hoe no more.
I don't even want you to go get your purse. Just leave it.
Ain't nothing in
We
it.
get new ID. We get new ID and credit card and social security card.
We don't need none of that.
None of that.
None of that.
You could.
This life don't look good on you.
Yeah, shit.
You don't even look like a drug addict.
Got me thinking, Cat.
Right. You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for.
Yeah, see, it's these type of contradictory behaviors that just it's a on one hand it's clear, but then on the other hand there's a part that is unclear to us. You know, these are the type of statements and contradictory behaviors that I'm like, bro, this don't look like it. This don't look like one of us.
Interestingly enough, though, God is a huge part of how he is, how he moves. The reason why he hasn't done drugs because of God. Obviously, he knows hard drugs are bad, so he doesn't do them. But God is the reason, because he's always talking about he's truthful, he doesn't lie, he keeps receipts, all of these things. And it's based on the fact that if you live in truth, no one will have anything against you. And that is it has to be one of the highest lessons you can learn from the Bible, that if you're truthful about the way you walk, no one can come and say you did otherwise. No one will have anything against you. Your life will be set straight, right? Some bad things will happen, but as far as someone coming to say, hey, disqualify him from this because he did this, no one can ever say that. So he keeps all these receipts, and when someone lies, he comes straight forward and tells the bold truth, because they can't come and say, hey, you better shut up, we have this against you. They can't do that. He's by himself. And he said a lot of the comedians, a lot of people know not to mess with him. Like, he's not cool with a lot of comedians because Katt doesn't play. And it's also crazy. This part I didn't know about Katt Williams. It's absolutely insane how competitive he is. I mean, we know what competitive is, but he is competitive. Like, he will destroy you. Competitive. He doesn't play. How many of us are like that in our profession? That's why he's one of a kind.
Yeah. You reminded me about something when you said God is a big part of it. But it reminds me of when, I think it's the New Testament, where it talks about, they have a form of godliness. You know, there's many people out here that have a form of godliness, but the end thereof is like, I forget what it says, dead man bones or something. That could be a form of godliness. You know, I'm not saying it totally is, but how it's seeming in this moment, it sounded more like a form of godliness. But then when you get home, it's not godly. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
That's right.
that sounds like a form of godliness to me. Given that example, you know, anybody can do good things, but you got to be living like it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
that's gotta be how you live, and not just the moment, and not just on a particular day, but it's just how you are.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the interview, I was like, dang, Katt Williams is an extraordinary man. But when you really break down all the stuff that he was saying, there wasn't anything extraordinary about it. He was extraordinarily living by standards that the Bible says we should live by. The only difference is Katt Williams is in the limelight and he can talk about these standards that he lives by. But us normal Christians, we're not in the limelight. So when we talk about these standards that we live by, it's like, oh, who cares about you? You're only making 50, 60 grand a year. You're just a normal guy. Oh, here's another Christian. But when Katt Williams steps on the stage making multiple millions of dollars a year, and he's like, don't mess with me because I live by truth. And if you mess with me, I'm gonna screw you up. Like people are like, oh, wow. Why are you so surprised? That's a Christian living. Like, I wish people knew more Christian millionaires or people who live by Christian standard millionaire type people. They would then understand that being a Christian isn't being soft. You can be a Christian and be a fierce competitor. You could destroy those people who don't live by truth by you living truth. Just like what Carol, he didn't come on there to attack people. Just by speaking the truth. Club Shay Shay, that video has got 41 million views. He just came on there and set the record. That's all he did. But hey, you know, we're soft as Christian men.
Shoot, now it's at 45 now.
Hey,
it's
there
at 45 and 1 million likes.
This video could have went a lot longer. I kind of want to look at more Katt Williams videos and see where his religious views fall. Because I think that's what makes him distinct in the industry. I would have never known that. So that's potentially more to come. But yeah.
Hey, man, drop your thoughts in the comments, man. If you have anything regarding Katt Williams, maybe his faith, what he believes, whatever it is, drop it in the comments. Have a conversation with us. We're just asking questions. We're just curious. And certain things don't add up. And, you know, I'm bringing it to the conversation. So if you guys have any more things to add or ask us or whatever you want to say, drop it in the comments. We want to chat with you guys.